Welcome into the show today. Thank you for making this podcast a part of your day and for going on this podcasting journey along with me. There is some very exciting things happening within the Minnesota sports scene. The Minnesota Timberwolves face off against the Los Angeles Lakers starting Saturday. And the Minnesota Wild face off against the Las Vegas Golden Knights after narrowly defeating the Anaheim Ducks, quack, 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 in overtime, which secured their playoff berth. So we're going to dive into all of it this morning. But first, I need to tell you about 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. My wife and I needed a bathroom remodel done badly. Our bathroom was disgusting. But here's the deal. We didn't want to wait 6 weeks. We didn't all want to stuff into our downstairs bathroom where we had to pile up and pile in. We didn't want to have to stop using an area of our house that we literally use every day for 6 weeks. So then we found 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis, and they remodeled our full bathroom in 48 hours. And it is updated. It is modern. Take a look for yourself if you're watching on YouTube. Our bathroom prior, ugly floors, nasty color, moldy shower, slippery tub, one sink, disgusting looking vanity. And voila, 48 hours later, new floor, new bathtub, new shower surround, a double sink, and a new vanity. Sure, it was an investment, but when you put something into your kitchen or your bathroom, you get that money back. And we got our bathroom back in 48 hours. 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis will get the job done right, and will get the job done fast. There's really no other better option. 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. Check them out today. Get a free consultation and be a happy customer like my wife and I are today. We love it. You will love yours too. Okay, so the Minnesota Timberwolves face off against the Lakers. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and everybody's picking the Lakers to win. NBA experts unanimously select the Lakers to defeat the Timberwolves in this series. And Charles Barkley really says it's best. We ain't experts. We just joking. Not joking. I don't know what he says. Basically, they love to call themselves experts, and Charles Barkley says we're not experts. We're just analyzers and predictors of the game. The Lakers are favored to win the series. And across ESPN predictions, they asked 10 experts of ESPN. And all 10 of them picked the Lakers to win in 6 or 7 games, which would give the perception that the Timberwolves are massive underdogs in this series. Well, Anthony Edwards was asked about that, and John Krasinski sent out this tweet. I just love it. It's dope. It's dope. I love the fact that everybody wants the Lakers to win. That's how it's supposed to be. They don't want the Timberwolves to win. I get it. Now, here's where I, an objective Minnesota sports fan, cut straight through the BS of we are happy to be underdogs, like it's supposed to be the Lakers show. When I see these experts and their predictions, and then I read Anthony Edwards' comments, what comes to my mind is a situation where Edwards is embracing the underdog role. The fans love the underdog role. But it's also not good that the Lakers are favored and are being predicted by everybody to win the series. Let's not act like this is a good thing. Okay. Edwards is embracing it as a good thing. I love it. It's dope. It's dope that nobody thinks that your team can beat the Lakers. Why? And it's not dope. What would be dope is if everybody believed that your team was good enough to beat a team with LeBron James and Luka Doncic. This ain't dope. This is the opposite of dope. This is EPOD. Dope spelled backwards. So this is dumb. And this is where a person like me steps into this situation and cuts straight through the bull crap of everybody's comments right now. Anthony Edwards, the fans, we're underdogs, we're embracing the role, everybody's against us, this is great, this is what we want, when the truth of the matter is, this is not what you want. What you would want is be the number 1 seed Oklahoma City Thunder and to be predicted to run through the Western Conference and make it to the NBA Finals. That's the best case scenario for anybody. And when I see this, another thought comes to my mind. If the Timberwolves were predicted by all of these NBA experts to beat the Lakers, they would be ecstatic. They would be encouraged because that means that people believe in the Timberwolves. So really, regardless of which way the media portrayed the Timberwolves versus the Lakers, you are going to take that portrayal and make it sound as if it's automatically good for you. When in reality, it's not. I mean, I would rather have the media and others believe in the Timberwolves to beat the Lakers because then the Timberwolves would be having a good basketball team. And isn't that how that works? Don't you typically predict the team to win that you think is a better basketball team? And when I see ESPN predicting the Lakers to win 10 out of 10, I don't think that's a good thing. But of course, what's going to happen? Oh, we're using this as motivation. And the Timberwolves might even go and win game 1 in LA. And what they're going to say is, well, everybody picked the Lakers. Don't get too far ahead of yourself. It's game 1. It's a 7-game series. Best out of 7. Don't get too far ahead of yourselves. You love to throw that motivation. People love to throw the motivation. Oh, that's going to be motivating the team. Oh, it's going to motivate Anthony Edwards. Sure, there's some of that. But ultimately, what it comes down to is execution. And the Timberwolves' ability to stay composed despite the Lakers having 2 of the top 10 players in the league. And arguably the greatest player of all time. And I see the reaction from Edwards, and I feel the reaction from the Timberwolves fan base. We're underdogs. Nobody believes in us. We're going to steal the show. We're going to prove our haters wrong. And I get it. I get why they have to take that mentality, and I get why they have to go into this series with that approach. But let's also call it what it is. Nobody believes in the Timberwolves to beat the Lakers because people don't think the Timberwolves can beat the Lakers. That's how that works. And if nobody believes the Timberwolves can beat the Lakers, then the odds are not on their side, which is also not a good thing. So I see Edwards loving this role of being the underdog and everybody predicting the Lakers to win, but let's call it what it is. Let's be honest about it. The Lakers have a better team, and that's why people are picking the Lakers. So the Minnesota Wild had a spectacular finish versus the Anaheim Ducks, which was pivotal in their race to the playoffs. Because if they lose that game, all Calgary would have had to do is win Thursday night to knock the Wild out of the playoffs. And the Wild were down 2-1 with 20 seconds remaining. And Joel Erikssonek knocks in the game-tying goal, which automatically put the Minnesota Wild into the playoffs. Because all the Wild needed to do was force overtime, gain a point automatically, and their playoff destination was secure, which is also why the Wild put in Marc-Andre Fleury to finish off the deal. But Michael Russo, the Wild insider of The Athletic, sent out this tweet on X on April 15th. He said, Kaprizov missed exactly half the season. Erikssonek missed 44% of the season. Brodin missed 32 games. And scores of other injuries. Pretty good feat making the playoffs. Nobody would have thought it possible if I told you those numbers before the season. The Timberwolves are facing Timberwolves. Gosh, I hate when I do that. The Minnesota Wild are facing the Vegas Golden Knights, which the Wild will be massive underdogs in this series, just like the Timberwolves. But let's also recognize how cool it is that the Wild made the playoffs despite their best player missing half the season and despite their second best offensive player missing 44% of the season and one of their best defensive players, Brodin, missing 32 games of the season. The Wild overcame so many odds this year to even put themselves in a position to make the playoffs. And they did. And they were holding on for dear life at the end of the season because they got off to such a hot start and then were tail spinning at the end with key players coming back during the final week or two stretch of the year. And the fact that Anaheim Ducks had the Wild on the ropes when the Anaheim Ducks stink is also something concerning. But instead of being critical about the Wild and discussing their chances at beating the Golden Knights, which are slim, let's recognize that the Wild accomplished something spectacular this season. They couldn't rely on their best players to win them games because they were hurt for most of the season. And yet they still managed to make the playoffs. And Wild head coach John Hines deserves a lot of credit for taking the Wild roster without Kaprizov and without Joel Erikssonek and taking them to the playoffs. Because Matt Boldy is as inconsistent as they come. Same with Marco Rossi. Gustafson's inconsistent. Fleury's inconsistent. John Hines took a roster full of inconsistent players without their best players for 50% of the season to the playoffs and are now matched up against a top seed in the West with their best players back, Kaprizov and Ek. So hopefully the Wild don't get swept in this series and maybe they can make it competitive. But let's just recognize it for what it is. The Wild were still able to make the playoffs while they are salary cap stricken with the Parise and Suter contracts and still managed to make the playoffs without their best players for most of the year. It's just something that deserves to be recognized. And I'm not going to be critical of it. Thank you for watching this episode and for making this podcast part of your day. Hit that subscribe button wherever you're watching or listening. And check out 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. Get your bath and remodel done right and done quick. It's just the best. Thank you for watching.